Why do some people bleach their skin? Hey, I'm Bisi Akins, and in today's episode of All Things Africa, we are going to explore the complex relationship between colonialism and skin bleaching practices in Africa. So let's get right into it. From the visible scars of skin damage to the widespread use of various brightening, whitening, and lightening creams, the effects of skin bleaching are evident everywhere. But have you ever wondered why individuals resort to such extreme measures? Could the origins of this practice be found in history? Well, evidence of skin bleaching can be traced far back to ancient civilizations where cosmetic users in Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, and Rome discovered that honey mixed with olive oil was a skin lightening agent and applied this mixture to their body and face. In China and Japan too, elite women and some men used white lead preparations and rice powder to achieve complexions resembling white jade or fresh lychee. So you can see that bleaching is nothing new, but it became most popular during the Elizabethan period, where people would use powders and paints to lighten their skin. And who else to set the trend other than Queen Elizabeth I? She relied heavily on white powder to achieve her famously pale complexion, which was considered the epitome of beauty at the time. Inspired by her, many European women who wanted to emulate her appearance saw light skin as the mark of social status and class distinction. And just like that, pale skin became increasingly desirable as it was associated with wealth and status. Today though, skin bleaching is mostly and disproportionately practiced by communities of color, particularly among people of African and Asian descent. The reasons behind skin bleaching are very complex with historical, cultural, social, and psychological factors, but many academics point to colonialism, enslavement, and modern-day white supremacy as major reasons why African and Asian people bleach their skin. But let's focus on Africa. Across the continent, about 25 to 80% of women regularly use skin whitening products, a practice that emerged during the first wave of African independence in the late 1950s and became increasingly popular over the years. The legacy of European colonialism shaped not just the political landscape of the continent, but also societal norms, cultural perceptions, and beauty standards. As European powers like Britain, France, and Portugal extended their dominion over African territories, they imposed their own ideals of beauties, pushing the idea that white skin was better. The colonial legacies of racial hierarchy had a profound overall impact. For example, during the transatlantic slave trade, skin color became a tool for distinguishing between enslaved individuals and those who were free. It was used as a means to rationalize the harsh treatment and oppressions of Africans with darker skin tones, reshaping the psychological perceptions and norms of society. In Senegal, the French introduced a system that favored lighter-skinned individuals over their darker-skinned counterparts, whereas in Rwanda, Belgian colonizers fueled racial divisions based on physical features, including skin color, which contributed to the Rwandan genocide. This colorist hierarchy spread throughout society. Through media, dark skin was mocked and degraded in films, adverts, literature, and even discriminatory policies, reinforcing the association of whiteness with beauty and privilege. As a result, many individuals sought to lighten their complexions to navigate systematic oppression and improve social standing. This practice, influenced by the stigma associated with darker skin, particularly affected the working class, who were often more exposed to the sun and subject to their skin becoming more pigmented. The notions of race and superiority became intertwined with the spread of Christianity, promoting the white savior complex, and through commodity racism in products like soap. Europeans pushed the idea that whiteness symbolized purity and superiority, while depicting blackness as dirty and inferior. Soap, once a mundane product, gained cultural significance as a representation of European civilization and a tool for asserting colonial dominance. Through advertising campaigns like that of Pear's transparent soap, racial hierarchies were reinforced, linking cleanliness with whiteness, which fueled the desire for lighter skin amongst both European and African populations. Unlike scientific racism, which required intellectual indoctrination, commodity racism very subtly shaped perceptions of racial superiority and inferiority through everyday consumer products, perpetuating harmful stereotypes and bolstering colonial power dynamics. Now, during the 1920s and 1930s, Europeans sort of changed their minds. Pale skin was no longer in, and tan skin was now the thing they associated with good health, wealth, and leisure. However, this cultural shift did not cross borders, as Africans still believed that white skin was it. This historical context highlights the intersectionality of beauty standards and race, illustrating how perceptions of attractiveness are influenced by broader societal dynamics. So how exactly did colonialism actually lead to skin bleaching in Africa? Well, evidence-based studies have established skin bleaching as a modern expression of colorism, a consequence of colonial oppression. After gaining independence, Africans were left to navigate racial hierarchies, and rather than adhere to being perceived as white or non-white, individuals adjusted their privileges based on the proximity to whiteness. In newly formed societies, people were valued based on the idealized depiction of whiteness, pale skin, and certain facial features. And skin bleaching became a means to conform in order to potentially gain the social status historically given to white people. So then, what would you say the motivations were to bleach? Now, we want to emphasize that while many Africans oppose skin bleaching and laws exist to prohibit the production, importation, and sale of harmful bleaching products, enforcement is somewhat lacking. Additionally, certain cultural perspectives have yet to change, making it desirable for some individuals. And for many, admitting to skin bleaching can be challenging, as it may suggest conformity to a white ideal, leading them to deny their actions to avoid judgment. Which is why it's also very important for us to recognize that not all skin bleaching practices stem from negative intentions. Many individuals use lightening products to address skin conditions such as hyperpigmentation and vitiligo, seeking safe and professional solutions to manage these concerns. Now, in these cases, the use of lightening products is a means of addressing specific dermatological issues and improving skin health, rather than conforming to societal beauty standards. There are studies, though, that suggest a link between relationship status and bleaching, with some women using it to attract and/or satisfy their partners. Researchers often debate whether bleaching reflects self-hatred stemming from colonialism and oppression, or if it's merely a desire for change and liberation from the negative connotations of black skin. Despite the risks of scarring, discoloration, or even organ damage from prolonged use, the pursuit of lighter skin by many Africans continues, fueled by society's standards and perceptions of success associated with it. So then, why is skin bleaching still so prevalent? Well, in today's world, bleaching is one of the fastest growing industries within beauty and is estimated to reach $31.2 billion in the year of 2024. From transnational cosmetic companies to local merchants, the prices of the products vary greatly, but the cheaper and often most harmful products are affordable for the masses. Across Africa, billboards often showcase fair-skinned models endorsing skin lightening products, while local markets abound with homemade concoctions and manufactured products aimed at achieving lighter skin tones. Even some high-end beauty salons offer professional treatments, further perpetuating the notion that lighter skin equates to privilege and prestige. In the year 2011, the World Health Organization reported that over 40% of African women bleach their skin. The prevalence varies amongst different countries, from 77% in Nigeria to 59% in Togo, 35% in South Africa, and 25% in Mali. Historically, skin lightening has been associated with the female gender, as women are more likely to be judged according to their appearance, have less capital than men, and experience more body shaming. With these numbers, we cannot overlook the damaging effects of beauty standards, as they reflect deeply ingrained societal attitudes that idolize lighter skin as a symbol of success and social status. Alright, so I know that was a lot of information to take in, so let's take a little break. What did we actually learn in today's episode? Well, firstly, we learned that skin bleaching bleaching has historical roots dating back to ancient civilizations and was further perpetuated by European colonialism, which imposed white beauty standards on African societies. Secondly, the transatlantic slave trade intensified the stigmatization against darker skin, contributing to the oppression and discrimination faced by Africans based on their physical appearance. And thirdly, we learned that the skin bleaching industry has become a multi-billion-dollar global enterprise, fueled by advertisements promoting fair skin as a symbol of attractiveness and social status, highlighting the need to address underlying economic drivers and promote acceptance of diverse skin colors on the continent. Last week, we asked you this. The answer is, which African country has the highest number of spoken languages? Cameroon, South Africa, or Nigeria? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we will give you the answer in the next episode. Now, we acknowledge that we cannot fully understand the personal experiences of individuals who choose to bleach their skin. However, by examining history, we can acknowledge the role of colonialism in shaping beauty standards and confront internalized racism that perpetuates colorism. Our goal here was to try and unpack the complexities surrounding outdated notions of beauty and challenge societal norms. It is so important that we can address the struggles of identity and self-image faced by post-colonial Africa in order to understand the diverse reasons behind skin bleaching, which is crucial in destigmatizing the practice and fostering open discussion about how society views beauty and individual choices regarding appearance. So, how do you think we can challenge outdated beauty standards? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. If you've enjoyed learning about the complex relationship between colonialism and skin bleaching practices in Africa, which I'm sure you have, why don't you like the video, comment, and share your thoughts below, but most importantly, don't forget to subscribe for all things Africa.